Hey film buffs, welcome back to Film Feature 43. Today we're going to start a series of videos analyzing who is the deadliest killer on average in all of the slasher genre. We're going to look at killers dating all the way back from Norman Bates in Psycho to the requels and sequels of the 2020s. So I had a couple ground rules that I followed for counting in these videos. The first ground rule was all the Ghostface, Leatherface, and Candyman in these movies were, for all intents and purposes, the same killer. And I only focused on movie releases of these killers, so there won't be the Chucky TV series, or Freddy's Nightmares, or MTV Scream, and no fan films. So even though I like the Never Hike Alone series, and they have reoccurring characters from the movies, they won't count for these videos. So now the ground rules are laid, let's get into talking about my favorite slasher, and that is Ghostface. The first on-screen kills we see from Ghostface is Steve Orth and Casey Becker, who's played by Drew Barrymore, which was a shocking death because she was the forefront of all of the marketing for that film. We next get the Fonz playing a high school principal being stabbed, and then the final girl's best friend Tatum being killed by the world's strongest garage door opener. And the last on-screen kill we get in the first screen is probably the most unfortunate, and that is Gale Weathers' cameraman Kenny, who was berated by Gale the entire movie.
I know that you're about 50 pounds overweight, but when I say hurry, please interpret that as move your fat tub of lard ass now!
And then gets his throat slashed and thrown from the top of a speeding van. Then the last Ghostface kill that we get revealed to us is actually their first, and that was Sidney Prescott's mother, Maureen. Sidney ends up with the final 2 kills of the film by dropping a TV on one Ghostface,
if you believe he's dead,
and shooting the other one in the head. Scream 2 opens up with 2 more kills of well-known celebrities, one being Jada Pinkett and the other one being Omar Epps in a movie theater. We then get Cece, the sorority sister, being thrown off of a balcony onto a car, and Randy's abduction and murder in a van in broad daylight. 2 random cops bites it, one being a very graphic kill with a pipe going through his head. Then Sydney's roommate gets killed, and her boyfriend, who disappeared forever ago in the film. It was like he was in a completely different movie. Then once again, Sidney gets the last 2 kills with an assist from Gale, killing both Ghostface with gunshots. Scream 3 opens up with another stinger kill with Cotton Weary and his wife being murdered. Sarah Darling is then killed, followed by Bodyman Kronk, and in my opinion, the most avoidable kill in all of Scream, which is where Tom decides not to use a flashlight to read an incoming fax and decides to light a lighter, and an entire house explodes. We do get a pretty cool explosion though. We see fake Sidney die, then Tyson, then fake Gale, Harvey Weinstein, before Dewey finally puts down the Ghostface killer with a bullet to the head. Starting in Scream 4, we start getting stab kills, and not like stab kills, but like stab the movie kills. And I'm not going to count them because they don't happen in the continuity of the movie, but we do get 2 opening girls that are killed again, and the most gory death up until this point in the Scream series, and that is the death of Olivia, who gets murdered in her bedroom. We also get 2 cop deaths, Aunt Kate's death, the streamer Robbie, and Jill's boyfriend gets banged. We also see Kirby get stabbed and left for dead.
I almost died after I was stabbed. Technically, I did die for 4 minutes.
But I'm not going to count her because she comes back in the Legacy sequel. And the last death we get from Ghostface in this movie is actually a Ghostface killing another Ghostface, which is the first time we see that in the series, because Billy's mother really didn't get the job done in Scream 2. Then we get a defibrillator to the head, killing the final Ghostface. Scream 5, The Partial Next Generation, opens up with something we haven't seen before, and that is the final girl being the opening girl, so she lives. But spoiler alert, it's just bait for the second final girl to be brought into the movie. Vince the Creep is the next one to go, followed by the first Legacy character to be killed in this movie, which is Wendy Peppercorn, which this kill doesn't sit well with me because she came flying in with her police car and then was killed in broad daylight on her front porch, and nobody saw it happen. I always found that a little strange. But anyway, up next is her son's death, Wes Hicks, and then an unknown cop at the hospital, followed by the saddest death in the Scream franchise, in my opinion, up to this point, and that is Dewey's, who is literally gutted in the middle of the hospital hallway. Chad's expendable girlfriend is killed, and then both Ghostface are dispatched. Richie's is the most brutal Ghostface death, in my opinion, out of anybody in the franchise, followed by probably his girlfriend, who was burned alive and then shot. Scream 6 opens up, and Ready or Not, Samara Weaving is the opening girl, which means she's not long for the movie. And I'm not sure if I want to count this one 100% or not. I'm going to, because it follows the pattern of the other Scream movies, killing the opening girl, but it wasn't killed by a Ghostface, but I'll throw it on there anyway. She's killed by Flash Thompson, who finds
her liver in the mailbox.
No, his partner's head in the refrigerator like Stan Uris, and then he gets got himself. We get a quick threefer in quick succession with the bodega owner and the 2 customers, which kind of shows that we're not in Woodsboro anymore. And then Sam's therapist is the next on the chopping block with a knife through a door through his eye.
Through the nose.
We get 2 more kills in quick succession, with Quinn's hookup being dead in the bathtub and Mindy's girlfriend being thrown off a ladder. And the last Ghostface kill we get in this movie is Gail's replacement Dewey, because even though Chad's side gets turned into mincemeat, he ends up surviving to live on to the next movie. The first 3-way Ghostface is killed by Sam, and then Kirby.
That's how that in a scary movie went.
And then the movie ends with us maybe never seeing some of these characters again. Scream 6 is the last Scream we've gotten so far here in 2025, but out of all the Ghostface outings, Jill and Charlie and the Bailey gang are the deadliest with 10 kills apiece. Jill would have gotten the upper hand, but Kirby got away. But then again, Ethan got his crack at that in Scream 6 and also failed. The second deadliest was Roman with 9 kills, followed by Mrs. Loomis and Mickey with 8 kills. So that means that the OG and their biggest fans, Richie and Amber, were the least deadly Ghostfaces that we've gotten so far. In 2025, Ghostface has racked up 49 kills, averaging about 8 kills per movie. So in future videos, we'll see how that stacks up against big hitters like Freddy, Jason, or Michael. But until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.